Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be discussing Alliance War. We're going to be discussing what tips I have for you so that you can better prepare for Alliance War coming up very, very soon. I think, look at right now, war is coming. We got 12 hours left, and then we're going to be jumping into that preparation phase. And then we're also going to be taking a look at the special boosts that are now in the game. Boosts. However, we're going to be taking a look at those two, and I'm going to give you my opinion on which ones you should probably focus on first versus others. I'm going to give you my theory. Now, these are just my thoughts, my experiences so far, just with Alliance War and other games, as well as playing around with the beta a little bit in this. But first, before we jump into that, I do want to thank Gabrielle, not sure, but I want to thank this person because they went ahead and DM'd me on Discord and said, hey, it'd be really cool if you could put something out around this. So that is what I'm doing. So thank you very much for that suggestion. And here's the video for that. So hopefully it is helpful for you and everybody else. All right, a lot to go over. So before we do, if you're just now finding this channel, you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. So you have multiple phases of war. The enlistment phase is what we're in right now, and that is basically saying, hey, do you want to participate in Alliance War? So your Alliance leader or the Alliance officers or the co-leader can go ahead and enlist your Alliance in the upcoming Alliance War. Now, what do you need to do for that? Really quick on the requirements, you need at least 23 eligible members. They have to have been active for the past 14 days. That's huge. And then they have to be at least level 40. And then join the Alliance before the enlistment. So there is a little bit of a period there with if someone tries to join your Alliance while a war is going, they're not going to be able to participate until that next war comes out. All right, so right here, alliances are match made with other alliances of similar matchmaking score. So one thing I'm going to say as far as this first war is that it's probably going to be a little uneven. So don't be too quick to judge the matchmaking just yet. Let's give it a little bit because everybody's going to be starting off at the same playing field. Nobody's got a matchmaking score that I'm aware of anyway. So this first one's probably going to be a little tough as far as some alliances maybe matched up with tougher alliances and things like that. So just something to keep in mind. And as war continues on, we'll probably see that improve. Hopefully. All right. So that's the enlistment phase. That's the phase that we're in now. Next, we're going to be going into the preparation phase. So here's a tip that I have, and it's a pretty basic tip. Is number one, communicate and coordinate. That is going to be the most successful strategy for you in this game when it comes to going up against another alliance. So here's what I suggest. Number one, you need some form of communication, whether it's Discord, Line, or something else that's out there that allows you to communicate with your entire alliance. It's 50 people. There's a lot of people there. So you need to do something other than try and coordinate with the in-game chat. In-game chat, it doesn't matter what game it is. It's just horrible for coordinating such large efforts like this. So definitely use something like that, Discord or Line. They're apps that you can download on your computer and your phone, and it really helps your officers, your leaders, your co-leaders, everybody just coordinate better. Next, once you do that, what you really want to do for this enlistment and preparation phase, right? So I'm a little ahead. So like for my alliance and what I have going on my Discord, I have my officers and my co-leader. They're really working on getting an understanding of where everybody's strengths are. So basically what that is everybody is submitting their top teams, right? And you want to take a look at your top teams by region as well, because each section, there's different sections of Alliance War that requires specific region tunes. Like there's a summit section that requires at least two summit tunes, and the other three could be whoever. So you're going to have different requirements like that. So definitely want to know who your strongest tunes are by region. So definitely start working on that with your team. Wow, I'm saying definitely a lot. At the last video, I said as always a lot. Now I'm saying definitely a lot, but it's very important because if you want to be competitive in Alliance War, then you have to communicate. You have to coordinate. If you don't, you will not be successful against those alliances that already have it pretty much figured out. Alliance War is not new to the mobile arena. It's in a number of other games. There's another game that I play, Marvel Strike Force, has Alliance Wars as well. There's a number of other games that have Alliance Wars, like Disney Sorcerer's Arena. I showed you that as well. But that's 100% what it's all about. It's that communication, coordination, and figuring out where your strengths are in your alliance. Who's got the strongest tunes? Your strongest tunes you're going to want to put on your boat in the center. You're going to want to defend that with your strongest tunes because you don't want to be taken out. So if you start at the top, looking at tunes, I know I'm kind of getting on a rant right here, but when you take a look at your alliance and whoever your strongest is, you got your boat, then you got your cannons, then you got more cannons. So strongest, second strongest, third strongest. If you take a look at it in circles, I know anyway, that's the best way I can explain it. Figure that out, and that's definitely going to help you. Now, just because you have somebody who is like, let's say you have a member that is super high, has a ton of high-level tunes, but they're more effective over in a summit region than they are over in a desert region. You got to figure that piece out as well. So, number one, communication and coordination. Use Discord lines, some other out-of-game chat, communication app, something to help you coordinate and communicate. Second, figure out where the strengths of your alliance are. Where are your top teams? Where is your most strength? And then work that out as well. All right, so that's the enlistment and the preparation phase. So you have quite a bit of time to really figure that out. Next, now's the easy part. Once you get that figured out, then you're going to be going into the invasions, and you're going to have 3 invasions because you're going up against 3 other alliances, which is different than what I've experienced before, but I have played the open beta and stuff, and it is pretty cool. Now, the combat is the same. So you don't need to worry about anything there other than when you jump into this game, and I'll have another video to follow up so that I can show you a little bit more. But you want to start working on your buffs for your alliance. You're going to be getting currency so that you can get war buffs, and then you're going to apply those war buffs to your teams because it helps your entire Alliance War team. And we'll go over that in another video as well. But let's take a look at the boosts, the things that you can worry about right now as you start accumulating the currency that you need for this. So right now, if we go into here, we need these. We need these right here, these special boost cubes. So you have your original boosts and you have your special boosts. I'm going to go back, actually, and take a look at our core boosts because we're going to take a look at this right now. All right, so for this right here, number 1, boosting speed in any type of game here is a horrible mechanic. I'm just going to go ahead and call that out right now. And because it's a horrible mechanic, it's the first thing that you want to boost. Now, what I mean by that, one thing that's a little bit different about this game is as you level your characters up, you're also increasing your speed. Speed right here, increase the amount of turn meter gained each turn. So in this game here, I played around with a couple different things because, I'm testing stuff so I can, be a little more educated and give suggestions on kind of my thoughts and stuff on this. But here, boost your speed. Max your speed out first and foremost, because it doesn't matter if you have 2 teams of the exact same level and they're the exact same teams. It doesn't even matter if they're the exact same teams, but comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges, 2 teams, same levels, same characters, the team with the faster speed is going to be able to go first. Typically, if you can go first and get more attacks in than your opponent, you're going to have a higher chance of winning. Unless, there's a mistake or something that's made on the player side. But against an AI, you're not even playing against a live player. Against an AI, you're going to win most of the time. So boost your speed first and foremost. Boom, done. Your other stuff there is pretty good. Defense. So in order for me, in order of importance, speed is number 1, defense is number 2, attack, hit points is number 3, and attack is number 4. The reason why, speed, number 1, again, the more attacks you can get in, the better. Defense is awesome because if you can, right here, decrease the damage that you're taking, the better. Which is why hit points is a close third, because it gives you more. And then attack damage, so that increases the amount of damage that you do. Now, there's an argument that can be made for why don't you boost your attack first and then you boost the others later, because essentially with your speed you're boosting your attack because you're getting more attacks in than your opponent is. So that's my logic, that's my theory, that's what I've been going off of, and that's kind of what I've learned through the different games here. So those are the core boosts. Let's go ahead and take a look at the special boosts here. Okay, so you may have heard across multiple videos, or maybe 1 or 2 videos, I don't know, that I like going for more of a sure thing more than a chance of something happening. So if I have a chance of something to happen versus something that I know is going to happen 100%, like if I can increase my damage by 50% or increase my crit chance by 5 or 10%, I'm going to go for my increased damage first. I'm going to go for crit chance second. So with that being said, let's take a look at this here. We're going to go into this here. For me, the most important special stat to put into and boost, and I definitely want to hear from you guys, because again, these are my thoughts, right? I want to hear from you guys, see what you guys think as well. But for me, it's going to be piercing. It ignores part of the target's defense. So by increasing your piercing, you're automatically going to be increasing your damage. That coupled with your speed increase, coupled with everything else, you should be able to do more damage though. So piercing for me is going to be number 1. All right, so next. So after piercing, that's number 1 for me. Number 2 is going to be your critical defense. It decreases damage taken from critical hits. So if your opponent does happen to get that crit chance up and does a critical against you, you're going to decrease that damage. Next is going to be critical damage. That increases damage dealt by critical hits. So you want to increase your attacks if you happen to get that crit. And then for me, we're going to go to tenacity, which increases the chance to break through an enemy's debuff resist. And then debuff resistance there increases the chance of denying incoming debuffs. So it's all about how quick you can attack, how much damage you could do with as much positivity as possible and leaving chance lower on the priority list. So number 1, piercing. Number 2, critical defense. Number 3, critical damage. Number 4, tenacity. And number 5 is going to be debuff resistance for me. So that's my opinion on where you might want to focus when you start putting into these new special stats. And then you know how I feel about the core stats. All right, next. So we can't go into showing this right now. And unfortunately, so I was able to partake in that open beta that was around, but unfortunately because of time and timing, I wasn't able to record any footage for that. However, when you go in there and you start your attacks, you're going to have your cannons. When you take a look at your different cannons, it's going to have a number at the bottom of the cannon. That number is the power level of the team that's defending that cannon. And now you go in there and you attack that team. You are not going to be able to destroy that cannon first time around. You need to attack that cannon multiple times. So something else to coordinate with your alliance is who's going to attack where, and then who's going to chain attack. So as soon as somebody is done attacking a cannon, who's going to go ahead and attack again, because it's going to take 2 to 3 times defeating that team in order to eliminate that cannon, period. And then if you have some very, very high level characters, who are you going to save for the boat, the ship in the middle of this whole war? So something to keep in mind there. So there you go, everybody. There's some thoughts on Alliance Wars and a few tips that I had. Hopefully that is helpful. Once Alliance War starts and I'm able to really dive into this a little bit, because each Alliance War is just a little bit different. But the overall gist is the same. Alliance versus alliance. The key to success is communication and coordination. And then obviously knowing your alliance, knowing your members, where the high power levels are, where the lower level members are, and then strategically defending your map. So, and then obviously, where do you want to put your effort into as far as special stats and the core stats as well. The core stats have been around for a while, so you probably got those boosted up quite a bit. However, there you go. All right. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. Definitely share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below because I'd love to hear your thoughts. And those of you who were able to get into this open beta, what are your experiences and what are your thoughts as well? All right. There you go, everybody. That's what I had for you today. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time.